What's up, good people? How you doing? Hey, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. There's some new job data that is coming out, payroll that is coming out. I know we had some job numbers on yesterday. There's supposed to be more that could move the markets. Let's see where we are right now. Good morning. If you're new to the page, like, subscribe, notification bell. All right. So as we could see right now, the Dow is about 28, pretty flat. S&P, you can see, in the NASDAQ is pretty flat. Okay. So I'm trying something a little different today. Let's see if I could get it up. It's freezing a little bit. I'm trying to stream this from my iPad, so we'll be able to hear the job numbers and see what happens to the indices, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. Will it be another day of negativity? This morning, it was pretty muted, pretty flat. And I think it was partially an overreaction on yesterday as far as the market going down, Dow by as much as 500 points, right? There's a lot going on, and we will get right to it. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right to it, just in case they chime in a little early, and then we will talk about a few things.
209,000 on the non-farm payrolls for the month of June. 209,000. That is the lightest level, and I have to go on the way back quite a ways. That's the lightest level since December of 2020 when it was minus 268,000. If we look at manufacturing payrolls, they were up 7,000. The unemployment rate dropped from 3.7, and we all know that was the highest since Feb of 22. That was last month, to 3.6. So it moderated, but it's definitely still above the 3.4 that we had in April. And of course, we understand that the unemployment rate is something that the Fed's going to pay close attention to. Average hourly earnings up 0.4%, hotter than expected, matches April. You have to go all the way back to July to see it up more when it was up 0.5. That was July of last year. And if you look at average hourly earnings year over year, they were up a whopping 4.4%. This is the new metric against inflation for many. It's the wage component, up 4.4%. It equals April. You have to go to February of this year to see it higher at 4.7. So even though it's come down a bit, it was 5% in November of last year, it is still definitely above the last several months, which was 4.3, 4.4, and 4.3, as you see. So we're hovering at that zone. And if we look at hours worked, 34.4, a tenth hotter than both what we were looking for and what was in the rearview mirror. Labor force participation rate, 62.6. It remains exactly on top of last month. And 62.6 is 1, 2, 3, fourth month in a row. And finally, the underemployment rate, known as U6, 6.9%. It pops 0.2, 6.9%. You have to go all the way back to August of last year to find a higher number at 7%. Interest rates have dropped. Matter of fact, prior to the number, we were hovering in a 2-year around 5%. Now it's at 492. And if we look at the 10-year, it was hovering around 406. It's now hovering at 4%. And we continue, of course, to monitor the equity markets. Usually when interest rates go down, equity markets go up. And they did pop a little bit, but they're kind of right back to where they were. We need to continue to monitor. Equities have a lot on their plate. And just to summarize some things very, very quickly here. Gilt yields, the 10-year gilt in the UK is up nearly 30 basis points this week to the highest level since '08. Bond yields are up 24 basis points this week, a 4-month high. Our 10-year yesterday closed at an 8.5-month high. But here's the rub. You know, that 2-year note yield that reached up towards 5.11 yesterday, it failed to close above its March high yield close. It was March 8th, I believe, at 5.07%. As a technician, if we fail to close above that after trading intraday through it, especially on Friday, a weekly close, it's going to start to look like a double top. Is that horribly bearish? No, but it's something to pay close attention to because many believe we're going to start to see steepening, not necessarily driven by the short end, but maybe driven by long-dated treasuries, which may get stickier as we start to see the Fed get close to being done. And that is the dynamic, because if you look at 2s to 10s at minus 90, it is definitely the flattest in, what, probably about 4 weeks, almost a month. Joe and the gang, back to you.
Thanks, Rick. We're going to bring in the rest of our panel. I just want to say that.
Well, you guys saw that, right? You guys saw that the Dow fought a little green. Everything is pretty muted, which means that it was mostly priced in on yesterday's fall. All right, let me get this. I have to do things different because it was not looking good. You guys know I'm trying to be, I like quality. All right. So someone asked about my meta calls. I sold them on yesterday. I sold them on yesterday. I don't really hold. The only ones that I held were my leap call, meaning the ones that I have for next year or the end of this year. I almost sell mine daily because I can always get back in. You can always get back in. And I think that when news like that happens, Meta and all of that, the price will go up. And sometimes they run up and then they cool off. I think that Monday could be a much better, next week could be a much better week than this week has been. And you'll be good, I believe, on your meta calls. A long run on the long end, I believe that meta will come up from where it is now. Okay, but sometimes it may not be a straight line up, right? All right, so there's something I wanted to find for you guys. There's a clip I also wanted to play for you guys that are in Tesla, and I want you guys to see. Here it is. I want you guys to see why Tesla had a short slump down, right? So what happened was China, because Tesla was killing the Chinese EV makers, China is trying to restrict Tesla on their pricing. Remember when Tesla lowered their prices and it bumped up the sales of Tesla in China? China didn't like that because China wanted the Chinese EV car makers to do better.
The government does have a great interest in stability here, in selling more vehicles, but also preserving the health of the companies, and you can't do that if everybody's on this big price binge. Another price cutting binge, I should say. And another part of it is that consumers really hated this. There were people who were essentially rioting at dealerships because they bought a car and then they saw the price drop a couple of weeks later. So you have some unrest with consumers about this. You have the government wanting everyone to stabilize things. And I think everybody felt a lot of pressure to just kind of cool it and find a floor for prices and end the price war.
I mean, it's interesting. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology directed apparently the Automobile Association to basically get these 16 players together and to sign along to a non-binding agreement. But ultimately, how is it for Tesla doing business in China?
I think they've struggled to a degree with everybody in the sense that you had this malaise kind of post-COVID hangover that had depressed vehicle sales, had depressed.
All right, let's just talk about it. So China was getting on Tesla remember when they reduced the prices. So China didn't really like that. And they want to advance the Chinese EV makers over Tesla. And that's what it all boils down to. And Tesla kind of cooled off. For those of you that don't know, China is a big market for Tesla. And, a lot of people would argue that they did what we should be doing here in America. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. That's it. I'm going to leave it right here. I just wanted to look at the job numbers, see what it does to the market, which is not much of anything. As you could see, the Dow is at 31 pre-markets. We're filming this before the markets open. And as you can see, 4.5 here. and it's pretty flat, pretty muted. Now we will see the rest of the day what the market will do. It is Friday. The question is, will there be profit taking over the weekend, or should I say before the weekend? Will the market continue to push down, or did we have all of the downward pressure on yesterday? All right. So that's what I wanted to bring to you guys. Make sure you check out the links below. Make sure you check out Moo. Moo still has a promotion going on where if you deposit $100, you get it. You get it right back. So it's kind of a no-brainer. All right, good people. I'm going to leave it right there because this is one of those days that things are just not going the way we plan. Hey, let's take one or two questions. I know we're 12 minutes in. Hey, good morning. What you guys got? Anything went green pre-market? No, it's just flat, just muted. These numbers wasn't a big deal. It didn't move the market one way or another in the pre-market. So the answer is no. As a matter of fact, the pre-markets just got better. As we could see here, look at that. The Dow now is up 7. S&P is 3. You see here? So we're actually moving positive now. So that's good for the rest of the day. Look at that. We're pretty much positive now. So here, let me blow that up. All right. Yeah, we're pretty much positive now. And so we'll take that, right, good people? We'll take that. Yep. Coffee cups in the morning. Yeah. Yep. So we're good. What is the job report? So, hey, you can rewind this and go back and look at it. It's pretty muted. Nothing earth-shattering. Most of the bad news got priced in on yesterday. Uncle Larry, I hope you're... Hey, I appreciate it. I'm doing a little better than I was yesterday. It's been 3 days of just a straight migraine. Wow. All right. Hey, Eric, thank you so much. All right. Hey, we will see you later on this afternoon. What's up, good people? Get the likes up on this one. Make sure you have your notification bells checked. And is Bitcoin tanking? Bitcoin is, let's see here. Bitcoin is not tanking. Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin does. I wouldn't say it's tanking, right? I would not say it's tanking. Let's just take a quick look. And let's see here. Let me give it time to... No, Bitcoin is not tanking. You know, Solana's doing good, but Bitcoin is not tanking. Look at that. See there? I would call that pretty flat, pretty muted. Solana is up for 2 days straight. So Bitcoin is not tanking. When you have a threat of higher interest rates, it's negative on Bitcoin. It's negative on crypto temporarily. But crypto can still do pretty decent in higher interest rates, as it has been doing, right? So somebody said the heat is on. I hear that song in my head. Hello, International Space Station. Really, dude? You're not catching me. Good morning, Kathy. Hey, I'm going to leave it right there, good people, so it's not too long. I'm going to try to edit out later on some of the mishaps, all right? Hey, that's live TV for you. I love you guys. It's Friday. Have a great day, all right? Make sure you check out the links below. Make sure you check out the class, and make sure you check out Moo and deposit $100, get that $100 back. We'll see you later today. Peace.